So as a creative, you've probably felt stuck before. No matter how hard you try, you're not making any progress and you don't understand why. The truth is, you're trapped in a hidden pattern that almost every creative falls into, and most never even realize it exists. And I've been there too. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 main reasons creatives like you get stuck and the exact step-by-step system to get unstuck today. So if you've ever felt frustrated, overwhelmed, or like your ideas go nowhere as a creative, this is for you. So there are 5 main reasons on why creatives like you get stuck, and let's go through them together. So the first reasons creatives get stuck is that they don't know what they're best at. As creatives, we often have multiple interests, multiple skills, and it's tempting to try everything, but we never learn to identify the skills with the biggest impact. And without that clarity, it's easy to spread yourself thin, working a little bit on everything, but never really leaning into what could make you the best possible creative. And most creatives don't discover their biggest and strongest creative skills until years later. So without knowing your 1 to 3 strongest creative skills, and you only need 1 to 3, not more, all your work risks going nowhere meaningful. So the second problem that keep creatives stuck is that we are oftentimes overwhelmed by the amount of options that we have. As creatives, we see possibilities everywhere, different paths, projects, ideas. And I've been there. A few years ago, I wanted to do everything all at once. And the trap is that when everything feels like a good idea, nothing gets your full attention. So the problem isn't the option themselves, it's that there are too many at once with no clear way to decide what to focus on first. So exciting possibilities become confusing, paralyzing, and ultimately you end up doing nothing. So the third reasons why creative gets stuck is fear. Fear of failing and fear of what other people will think. We often imagine what could go wrong instead of seeing what could go right. We think, what if it's not good enough? Or what if people laugh? What if people don't like it? Or what if I pick the wrong project to work on or the wrong path? And those what ifs, they spiral. And suddenly most creatives don't start or stop trying, paralyzed by that fear. And fear is especially strong in creative people because creative work really feels personal. And as long as you stay stuck in it, stuck in that fear, your ideas, your skills, and your potential, they stay hidden, they stay locked. Then at number 4, we have internal noise, which is a bit different from the third one. An internal noise is the constant chatter that you have in your head that, just keeps on going on all the time, throwing negative stuff at you. So you compare yourself to others, you overthink your decisions and wonder if you are on the right track, if you just started the right project. And most of this noise isn't reality. It's fear disguised as rational thinking, and it sabotages your actions. It stops you from experimenting and it amplifies other problems like fear of failures or having too many options. Finally, the last fear that keeps creatives stuck is having the lack of a clear system to organize your ideas. As creatives, ideas aren't the problem. We have plenty. The problem is the lack of structure around those ideas that create chaos instead of progress. And without guidance on how you can organize your creativity, structure your ideas, or turn inspiration into action, into actual projects, it's easy to feel, overwhelmed and stuck, even if you have talent, even if you have potential. So the key is learning how to structure your creativity, how to test it, how to act on it. And without a system, even the best creative ideas can get lost. So now that we've been through the 5 main problems why creatives get stuck, the good news is that each problem has a solution to it. And I've put together a 5-step framework to tackle all of them. So each step that we're going to go through addresses one of the problems above, forming a single action plan you can start using today to get unstuck as a creative. So the first step in the framework to get unstuck as a creative is simple. Get clear on what you're the best at. And this solves the first problem, not knowing your true creative skills strength. So you really need to figure out your top 1 to 3 biggest and best creative strength, the skills that will actually, move your work, move your opportunities. So start by looking at everything that you've creatively created in the past few years, projects, designs, experiments. So the first thing you need to do is to notice which ones got people talking, which projects got, the most compliments. So this really shows what resonated with others, with people. Next, you need to pay attention to the projects that felt effortless to you, the ones that energized you. And finally, focus on what you genuinely enjoy creating, not what you think you should enjoy. So now your real creative strength live at the intersection of what other people respond to, what comes naturally, and what you enjoy. And once you identify them, it's clear what to focus on first. And to make it super easy for you, I created a free ebook to help you uncover your top 3 creative and marketable skills in under 10 minutes. And you can download it in the first link in the description. So now that you're clear on your strength, the second step is to eliminate the overwhelm that comes with having too many options. And this is where prioritization comes in. So this step directly solves the overwhelm problem by giving you a way to decide what to do first and what to leave for later. Not all opportunities belong on your plate right now. Some ideas that you have are years away, and other ideas give you small wins now. So prioritization is about figuring out what you can do today. What projects can you work on today, not in 2 years? So right now, look at all the potential projects that you could do and rank them on the impact, which will move you forward the most, the effort, which are realistically with your current time and energy, and alignment, which match your strength and excite you the most. And you absolutely need to focus on the highest impact, lowest friction opportunities first. And everything else goes into the later list. So when you act on the right opportunities in order, chaos turns into clarity, energy focuses, and momentum builds. So now we fixed the third problem we talked about, the fear of failing and the fear of being judged, which is the fear that makes you freeze before you even begin. So the only way to beat that problem, to beat that fear, is to act without waiting for your fears to control you. So acting despite the fear being here in your head. So what you really need to do is start something small, whatever it is, but make it small. Something so small that your brain cannot even panic. A mini project, a rough draft, a tiny design, anything that lets you start instead of overthinking. Because small projects shrink fear because your brain stops imagining worst case scenarios, because you're just testing, learning, and improving. Because when the project is small, the fear is small as well. And once you complete a few small experiments, your confidence will grow automatically. And here you also realize that failure isn't catastrophic and that people don't judge as much as you think. So the fourth step is to shut up the internal voice that never shuts up, your self-doubt. Internal noise is super dangerous because it lives in your head. It feels real, and even when it isn't. So the way you beat it is simple. You pull it out of your head into reality. You need to show to that voice that you are capable of doing things, of doing anything that you set your mind to. And in order to do this, you need to start documenting what you're working on. So document your wins, your progress, your lessons, your feedbacks, even your failures. So you need to really capture what is actually happening instead of your fear telling you what's happening. And self-doubt becomes weaker because you're no longer relying on emotions. You are relying on evidence. And you're not guessing whether you're improving. You can see that you are improving. And this step works because clarity kills noise. And when you see your progress, your fear has nothing left to argue with. So documenting is how you silence the voice that keeps telling you you're not good enough. Not by fighting it, but by proving it wrong. So finally, we solved the lack of structure. Last problem. Without a framework, even clear strength, prioritize opportunities, small experiments, and documenting progress can feel chaotic. So to solution this, take everything you did from step 1 to 4 and turn them into a clear cycle where you can repeat consistently. So the first step was audit. Review your strength and what energizes you. The second step was prioritize. Decide which opportunities matter most now. The third step was testing. Run small experiments to learn quickly and reduce fear. And the fourth step was documenting. Track wins, lessons, and feedback. And the fifth and final step is execute. So this system really gives you structure without rigidity. Every idea, project, and opportunity has a place. Every action has a next step. And you no longer waste energy deciding what to do next or wondering if you're moving in the right direction. And over time, your system adapts. You learn faster, you test smarter, and you focus only on what actually moves your creativity forward. So getting unstuck as a creative is all about clarity, focus, action, and structure. So this 5-step framework gives you a clear path whenever you feel stuck as a creative. And I recommend you to use it consistently all the time. So the next step for you is simple. Pick one action to solve one problem from step 1 to 4 and start today. Small and consistent steps are what builds unstoppable creative progress. So start now.